Hey everyone, this is Comics Villain, and we're going to be doing a review for ALITA Battle Angel. So I just saw the movie yesterday. I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I saw it on Amazon Prime. Give you guys a quick description of it from Amazon. From visionary filmmakers James Cameron of Avatar and Robert Rodriguez of Sin City, which I believe he's the director, comes ALITA Battle Angel, an epic adventure of hope and empowerment. Includes movie and bonus features from manga to screen. So I haven't seen the bonus features yet. I'll be doing that pretty soon, but I'm really here just to talk about the movie itself. Movie's 2 hours and 22 minutes from 2019. It was made. It's PG-13. The reviews online are interesting. IMDb gives it a 7.4 out of 10. Amazon Prime with 161 reviews. I know it's small, but it has 4.5 stars, so almost 5. As far as the film itself, you have the stars, the cast. So the main person that plays ALITA is Rosa. I want to say it's Rosa Bianca Salazar, who's an American actress. She did an excellent job. It was really nice, very enjoyable, very unique, and the scenes themselves with her interacting with people were actually quite enjoyable. It was a little weird at first getting used to the eyes, but you do get used to it. It's just that's how the character is. She's a robot that has big eyes, and you learn that she's not the only one later on that has those kind of eyes. Her interactions were very fascinating because she doesn't really know who she is. She's forgotten. She was picked up by Christopher Waltz, who's another actor in the film, and he plays sort of like this robot fixer, and as well as being and this is a little spoilery, but not really too much, but he is also a bounty hunter. There's also Jennifer Connelly in the film, as well as Mahershala Ali, who, if you know him, he's from Luke Cage. He was like one of the main villains in the beginning of that series, the first season. And if you haven't seen that, you really should at least check out the beginning. The beginning of the season was kind of cool, just for him. I really didn't care for Luke Cage. I know that sounds bad, but I didn't see a reason to. I really didn't see a reason to. I saw a reason to watch that movie with him. He was actually pretty good in this. That series. But as far as this film is concerned, he did a pretty good job. In some aspects, his role kind of brings me back to 90s films, and I would say in a good way. I wouldn't say his character was the cheesy evil villain. I really. Maybe if I watch the movie again, I'll have a different opinion of it. But he had a good sort of atmosphere about him in regards to how he would talk with the other characters. He's this menacing villain who, in comparison to all the other big, bad robots, all the huge characters that are in this film, he's just one small man. And you don't know really what's going on with him, because occasionally you see his eyes turn blue. So that was a little weird to me. Now, I will say I have not read ALITA. I don't think I knew much about ALITA early on, to be honest with you, before this movie came out. But as soon as the movie came out, I had tons and tons of people telling me, man, go watch it, this is the best. And there's all these hashtags and stuff, and for ALITA Battle Army or ALITA Army, a lot of people were trying to compare it with like Captain Marvel in terms of like, this is a good female hero movie. And Captain Marvel, not so much. You watch the two, you notice there's a big difference between the two of them. You can actually draw a lot of comparisons between similarities. You can draw a lot of similarities between the two. Say they lost their memory, they're very powerful. Maybe they're held back in some way by something. Captain Marvel's way was a little silly because I think it was trying to suggest that men hold women back. Whereas this one, it was more that she, for some odd reason, she was just dumped in that, in the land below, the rich people's city. So she was like dumped in the garbage, and she was only like this upper half of the body, where it's like the head and like part of the chest and maybe the shoulders, and the doctor comes in and picks her up, finds her, and gives her a new body, a new robotic body, and she starts experiencing things for the first time in that, which was cool, which was very fun. I liked how the actress did such a great job with that. Again, I really do like Rosa Salazar in this. She was very good as Alita. So as far as the character interactions, like I've said, excellent stuff. Christopher Waltz, he is known for fantastic character interactions, actions between one actor and another. Like if you guys saw Inglourious Bastards, that first scene with him talking to the Frenchman, they were trying to find the Jews and stuff. That whole interaction, I would say, not only was it beautifully written, it was beautifully acted. And man, I love that he was that character because he played it so well. And he's done a good job in other movies as well, but that was where I learned of him. And I think a lot of other people did too, for Mr. Christopher Waltz. Or Christoph Waltz, sorry, I said Christopher. So, how are the action scenes in the movie? How's the choreography? Spectacular. It was really fantastic. There were so many good scenes in this film. So many fantastic action scenes in this film. And when you get into things like the sport that they have in the film called Murder Ball, which has characters, with like skates. I think everyone's like a robot in that, and you have kind of like skates built into your feet or something like that. Like they take off their feet and then they put skates on, and then they skate around this ring while they're trying to, grab a ball and throw it in this bin to get a point, while simultaneously, also like ramming into each other or fighting each other. And there's also the aspects of bounty hunters, and when you see those type of scenes, you'll expect to see like cool action scenes whenever those two aspects come up, whether it's bounty hunters or murder ball. And the choreography for all of those is very fun, always over the top, always. With Alita, it's never about pure strength. It's always about how to use how she uses her body to the fullest while attempting to target weak and vulnerable spots of any one character, so that even at her size, she can stand a chance. So how would I compare that? I would compare her to Yoda. If you guys remember episode 2, that had him like a small little, Jedi warrior who's usually having a cane walking around, doesn't seem very strong at all. Then all of a sudden takes out a green lightsaber and just goes to town on Count Dooku. And that was a cool scene. And you kind of get that feeling here, but you don't always get to see her using weapons. Sometimes it's just hand to hand, and even hand to hand is just amazing because it's very fast. There's no quick cuts from one thing to the next, which always looks jarring. So if you've ever seen Captain Marvel, you'll see a lot of that, very quick cuts. And I think that's because they could not make the scenes flow well as they were with going by one continuous shot. I think it probably didn't look as fast and as good as they could have done. I don't know if that's a problem from the choreography, from the actors, from the director, or whomever. But yeah, Captain Marvel did a horrible job with their action scenes. I don't see a reason to like those or support those. So this was cool, but you know, it is CGI, so there's a lot of CGI work in this whole film. But then there's also not a lot of CGI in certain scenes. I shouldn't say it like that. I should say there are some scenes where you know, obviously they're gonna have like the mocap suits on, motion capture, and from my understanding, Rosa Salazar did quite a lot herself in her own mocap suit. I don't know if that was everything, and I highly doubt it was everything, but man, I gotta say there was a lot of cool scenes in this. So yeah, action scenes were fantastic. Now, when you compare this to Captain Marvel, did this for me feel like it you know, did it do justice to you know, having a female superhero? Number one, I don't have a problem with a female superhero. Two, oh hell yeah, this was awesome. This was not trying to say anything weird and be divisive in any way about men and women. You know, there are certainly ideologies out there that would suggest that there ought to be, that people should fight each other. And I find that just very silly. I really do find that silly when people are very tribalistic and try to say this movie is for only for women, and they need to be empowered, and so on. Or you know, the same could go for men. Like, this film's only for men. It's like, dude, come on. This is just silly, especially nowadays. It's I don't know. So as far as it goes, this is a good film because it left all of that behind. I never felt like there was anything suggesting that, those things, those ideals. It was more like anyone can like this character. And I think anyone would like this character. So we talked about the CGI work in this. I think it was excellent. I think they had a lot of good choices artistically for use of the CGI. The villains were good. I think one of the more interesting characters in this was played by, and I'm sorry if I get his name wrong, but Ed Skrein, who's I want to say he's a British actor. I want to say he was a British actor. So he's really cool in this. He plays one of the bounty hunters, but his body is completely robotic, but he just has like this, you know, his face is the only thing that has like looking skin on it. And he always plays in this film like this really cool bounty hunter. You know, it looks very intimidating until he meets up with ALITA. Anytime he meets up with ALITA usually will be able to take him on no problem. That's because she has a certain like fighting style built into her that she doesn't even realize like where it comes from. It just automatically kicks in, and then she starts taking on anybody and everybody to a point. You know, in the film, she's never indestructible. She is defeated here and there. She does live to fight another day after she's defeated, but it's cool to see that in comparison to a character like Captain Marvel that really, what loss did she suffer? Where was the character arcs? Like, this character had multiple losses, and still she powered through and made the most of any given situation, or received help from others. It was never just, I'm solo, I don't need anyone. Those kind of films were never really all that good, to be honest. So let's see. The best scene in the movie, I would say, is the murder ball finale. You guys will check that out. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, please, that was the best. So, I mean, they introduced a lot of things in the film. The whole bounty hunter aspect and murder ball. Murder ball with ALITA, she, in the very beginning, she already says, I want to try that. So, you know, sort of, it suggests that she's probably going to get into it at some point. In the very end, she does, and you've seen it in the trailers, so it's not a spoiler. It was a good scene. It was very fun. and I think you guys will like it. It gets a little wild, a little crazy later on. So, as far as Alita's concerned, does she make any adjustments or changes to her body? Later on, yes. There's going to be a huge adjustment period for Alita. And, you know, she does start to remember certain things, just not a whole lot. Just really not a whole lot. Do we ever find out, like, let's see. Gosh, see, if I start talking about the villains and stuff, I'm gonna spoil a lot. So I'm gonna bite my tongue on that one and not say anything. Let's see. As far as the movie overall, I think I'll say this for the end of the video. It is worth watching. It's worth buying. Definitely check it out. I bought it myself even before having seen the film. I had a lot of confidence going into it, and it all paid off in the end. It really did. I even the ending was kind of cool. I like that ending. Do I feel there should be a sequel? Absolutely. Absolutely, there should be a sequel. This film has 100% earned that. It is great quality. I'd be surprised, honestly, if they didn't. Maybe they feel like it didn't make enough money. I don't know. I think it made plenty, and if anything, so let me see. I don't know exactly which company made this. That would kind of say a lot. That would say a lot as far as whoever made the film. But regardless, I hope it's a film that Robert Rodriguez comes back to direct. James Cameron's there as well, and they continue this awesome adventure, this epic adventure, because there's more story for this. There's more to be seen, more to do, and a lot of people love this. There's a big backing for this. So as far as a rating for the film that I'll give, I would say 5 out of 5. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Help me to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Like, share, and comment on what you thought about the film. I'm very interested in hearing what you guys have to say, whether it's the things you liked, the things you hated, whatever you found interesting, or if there's any news that you may know. Yeah, share my way. I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to discuss it with you. So, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.